phone just fell out. Rough days here. So, no, see, it's still not holding it. Okay, it's holding, and I'm not even going to move it backward in case, I have to move it because it's off the podium. All right, we're just keeping you there because you may fall again. I tell you. So yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why that's not working. Maybe I'll try a different iPad next week. Weird. Hi, welcome. Cindy Daychuk here with Queen Bee Creations. Thanks for joining me for What's New Wednesday. This is pretty close, so let's just see. Okay, nobody's touching you. Let's see if you can stay. I tell you, just tense moments there. Let's start with announcements. So I have 3 sales on in the shop right now. One is all the Sweet Pickins milk paint, still ongoing sale of 40% off until those paints are gone. DIY paint is 25% off until those paints are gone. I just sold a bunch more today. The newest sale is just this week, so it ends as of 11:59 Saturday night, which is 20% off IOD. So there's still some of the Christmas release. There's any of the others, just in an effort to help you with any of your kind of Christmas crafting and that sort of thing. So those of you that are getting gifts together, that are getting ready for markets and that kind of thing, I wanted to get those on sale now so that you still had time to be able to take advantage of it if you've got some projects in the works. So that's ongoing until end of day. 11:59 is pretty much end of day Saturday. So know that that'll be the last new sale of the month. I might be able to squeeze one more sale of something in November. I expect it would be on paint. So Fusion and Alchemy paint is in my head right now. That's what I'm thinking. So expect an announcement about that. Easiest way to keep up to date as to what's on sale when is by subscribing to the newsletter. It puts you on my mailing list, but I don't send out newsletters. I don't send out junk mail. I just send out, this is what's on sale or this is what's new. So it's just to keep you informed and probably the easiest way. I always post on Facebook, but I know a lot of people aren't on Facebook, and certainly I let you know on YouTube via Wednesday nights, but not everybody pays attention or watches this either. So I try and get it covered. I do put the sales on the front page of the website and the banner, but a lot of people apparently don't watch that either or don't read it, because I had a lot of people calling me today about other things that they wanted to purchase in the store for 20% off. But I'm going, it's just IOD. It's just, it says in the banner, IOD. Nobody read that part. They just read fall sale. So it's confusing either way, but I try and let you know, just one of those methods will keep you informed. So whatever works best for you, I'm cool with. Monday's video was the start of some Christmas. I might not do all Christmas up until Christmas, but I am starting in Christmas crafting, which people have been bugging me about and saying, when are you starting? So I started Monday, and it's so far been viewed really well. So thank you all for your support on that one. That certainly helps. Just in terms of the channel and the algorithm and getting seen and all that kind of stuff. So just viewing, you don't have to do anything other than just watch it is a big help. So my appreciation for that. But if you want to subscribe, like, support, whatever, that also helps. Let's jump into the stuff today. So again, like always, it's kind of an eclectic mix. I have some big stuff over here. So I'm going to start here so I can push it off to the side to Nick to make room for other stuff. I keep looking at it and thinking, I don't know tomorrow morning when I come back into the shop where the heck I'm going to put this stuff in the store. If you've been in my store, you understand the dilemma and the pain. It's one of those things where whenever anybody buys something, I get so excited because that means there's an empty spot somewhere that I can put something
Not for
else.
very long though.
But it's crazy. It's an ongoing weekly challenge. Where can I put these things? All right. So first up is this handcrafted pottery, and I'm kind of going pottery handled, and I put vase pitcher. So like pitcher, it doesn't have a lip, right, to pour, but it's still pourable. But I think of it more as a vase, but it could be a utensil holder. It is what it is. So it's got this iridescent glaze finish. It is stamped, so it is made in Canada by, and I meant to look up what CIUP. So I don't know. I mean, it's the name of whatever the pottery house is, but it is formally stamped. This is $12. Let's put that way over there. And this is a little different. Cutie patootie little 2-drawer kind of wooden cabinet. It's got the raised designs on the front of the drawers. I had picked it. I had originally thought maybe I would paint this out, but I loved the wood too much to do that. So I'm selling it as is. I will say this. That little thing that was in there isn't shaking anymore.
Probably stuck behind the.
Yeah, there was something that was stuck in behind one of these drawers, and the drawers don't actually really come out, but it's not shaking anymore. So it's a mystery. It's a mystery. But this guy is $14. I don't know what kind of wood it is, but lovely graining, lovely details.
Looks like
I love the
walnut.
raised detail on the front. Sorry, it looks like what?
Walnut.
Walnut?
So it looks like. To me.
Okay, maybe. I don't know. This is a legitimate Brown Betty teapot. So it is stamped Sadler of England. $14 for this. Anybody that's familiar with the Brown Betty knows that there are many imposters that are made in China. This one, definitely made in England. $14 for that guy. One last little Halloween item. So this is, despite the different shape, this is a Rae Dunn mug. So witch's brew with, some bats and a little bit of a cauldron. This is $8 for this Rae Dunn mug. And then I have some big pottery pieces. So I'm going small to big because they're stacked that way. First up is this turquoise glazed bowl. So this is handmade and signed on the bottom by the potter for $13. This is a carved floral design on the front and with the lovely bright turquoise in it. I think I said 13 already. I think I keep repeating prices. I keep forgetting if I say it or not. This is another redware pottery bowl signed on the bottom. This one's 14 with the blue glaze and then the caramel drip glaze. A little bit of the drip on the inside and then on the outside got lovely ridges. Another beautiful bowl. This guy, this one's special. So I called this one Covent Garden plate just because it's actually made by Janet Slade Pottery in Covent Garden, England. So it has her information on the back. It is wired for hanging, but obviously it's like a big console bowl as well with this raised rope design. It's got lovely kind of pale pink and mauve patterning with the blue predominant and lovely sloped sides. This guy is $29. And again, it's got her information. It's signed, made in England, and it is signed on the back from the gifters to mom and dad, but we don't really know who they are. It's kind of the story that goes along with that item. I don't know what happened that mom and dad no longer have that piece. We are going with mom and dad downsized, and we're going with that. I have 2 hand painted pottery spoon rests, and I don't tend to keep these in stock for very long. Now, the first one up is Mexican. So this is lead-free pottery. This is Talavera pottery from Mexico. So Talavera, one of the big popular pottery houses, probably the most collectible of these. And this is $7 for this one. The other one that I have is a little bit longer and is $7 as well. This one is hand painted and is Turkey. So this one's from Turkey, the other's from Mexico. Slight difference in terms of the design, the paint colors, the styling. Both are lovely. This one has a little bit of crazing in the back glazing, but both are lovely pieces. Okay, this is a pottery piece too, and it's just fun. This is just a fun pottery piece. So we have this pottery mug. So hand done, it is signed on the bottom, and it is just super colorful. Look at the details. It's just super fun and funky and whimsical, and I love that mug. It's just unique. $8 for this little guy. I do have, okay, let's do the snail. Just this little tiny planter. What did we say, Nick? I forgot to put the sticker on this. $5?
Yeah.
So just a little snail planter. Now, you could use this for a candle as well. He's just cute. Little pottery snail planter. First Christmas piece. I figure if I have to jump into doing Christmas videos, I can start salting in some of the new Christmas items, because hitting you with them all at once later on would be a little too crazy. And I have a fair number of new Christmas things that I've been picking up over the years. So I got to get them out there. So first up, because this is less Christmas and more moving into winter. So it kind of starts pre-Christmas and goes through into spring. And I know that I have a lot of people that love cardinals. So it's the 3 cardinals, this lovely ceramic piece, designed ideally for a pillar candle, perhaps. I love the idea of a little bowl of nuts that the cardinals are surrounding, but this is $9.50 for this. And I have to admit, I am partial to cardinals. I love cardinals, and especially cardinals in the winter when you just see these flashes of red against the snow and the snowy backdrop. Just beautiful. This little farmhouse milk and sugar set. So this is a covered sugar. It's got the little opening for the spoon. It's a faux distressed because it is ceramic, and $9 for that little set, which is super cute. And if you're familiar with Toby jugs, this one is from the 1940s. It's a New Zealand centennial commemorative Toby jug. I think the lowest price I saw it for was $30 online. This one is $8, and it is in awesome shape. So no cracks or no chips. Yes.
Got a message from Tony Daly. She says, "Hi Cindy, I hope you had a great vacation. Great to see all the photos. Great to see you."
Oh, thanks, Tony. Yeah. So the vacation.
Do you have a lifetime or do you have an hour to spend?
Yeah. Do you have an hour? I got to tell you, Croatia absolutely stunning. So for those of you that knew, I was away the weeks that you were missing missing having the live. And Croatia, absolutely stunning. So beautiful, beautiful place. I didn't investigate fully. Croatia is very hilly. Some, me, would say almost mountainous. And if you've got a really bad hip like I do, and you were going on a biking vacation in Croatia, you, you may not have enjoyed every one of those hills or mountains as much. Good to look at, not so much fun to be biking, but it was a good trip overall. Just, you know, there were some things. We were on a really small boat with 24 people and the crew and the guides. And it would have been better with just 12. Just size wise. All right. I have 2 latte mugs. I love the clean lines of this, just the kind of the blue printing on the kind of creamy white background. It almost has like a nautical feel to me. These are from Portugal. And the pair is $11. And yeah, just something about it. It has this nautical feel. Yeah, speaking of boats, the color, maybe like, doesn't this sort of almost seem like it could be like the boat wheel? And yeah, I don't know. Just, it's in my head. It's not necessarily nautical. It just is. Okay, cute little pottery signed plate here. It does say on the back, has the name and then an S. So I'm thinking perhaps Nova Scotia,
Yeah, blueberries.
right? So is Nova Scotia like a blueberry capital? Do they grow a
No, I
lot
think
of
New
blueberries?
Brunswick is good for blueberries, but yeah,
I don't know why I think gooseberries. No, gooseberries out in Saskatoon, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, that's what it looks like. $7 for this little blueberry tray plate. It looks like Nova Scotia on the back. I'm going with it. All right, salt and pepper shakers. Kind of fun, kind of funky. So on this side, you've got the florals. They've got designs on both edges, and on the backs, they have pears. Obviously, pepper and salt. You could dare to be different and mess with everybody's heads and do them opposite, but that would maybe be cruel for people that don't like pepper and end up with that inadvertently when they thought they're going for salt. Just kind of fun, different little design for $8 for the salt and pepper shaker pair. This lovely gravy boat. Now, I will say there is little to no wear on the gold trim of this. This is a vintage Alfred Meekin piece. So Alfred Meekin from England, in a pattern that I wasn't able to track down, but in kind of the gold and the blues. So $9. Alfred Meekin patent zenith shape. I don't know what that means, but it's just a lovely little creamer gravy boat. It's because I have a creamer coming up. Now this piece, this is an amber pressed glass finger loop candle holder. This one I did see on Etsy, identical for $48. I have it for 14, but it's a lovely little amber glass piece, and it's got some age to it, but it's in great shape. Okay, I forgot. I did have another Christmas piece. All right, I have 2 of these. They're just cute little Christmas trivets. I think that these are, certainly you can use them as trivets, but I think that they're super cute as well to just use with like a faux potted Christmas tree, you know, serving as the base underneath it as part of your decor. $6 a piece for those. This bowl, this is a West German, and I think that you say it ceramic, right? I mean, as opposed to ceramic.
Maybe ceramic, maybe ceramic.
So West German, I'm going with ceramic. I'm just making up the pronunciation. Anybody know? You can tell me. But beautiful, kind of like a creamy, buttery base, and the gold edging. You know, there's some slight wear, which you would expect because this is old. These pieces. Okay, that's just nonsensical. Um, these pieces are hard to come by from this particular company, the West German pieces, and tend to be highly collectible. This has got like some light turquoise and kind of almost like a pinky tone radiating out. Um, these pieces usually start about 40 and go up. This one is 12, and it does have the identification stamps on the back. It's just lovely and different. I think that's why I like it. It's different looking. Okay, I think that's the last piece up. This is a Noritake set. It is a vintage discontinued set. This is in the El Tavar pattern, which is in kind of like tealy blues and greens and florals with gold trim. It is in awesome shape. I didn't find pricing on both pieces, and I didn't find pricing on just the creamer. Just this piece alone, just the covered sugar bowl with the handles goes online, starts at about $50. So the fact that the set is 16 is an awesome deal, but it's just beautiful. Look at the detailing on that. It's lovely. And you can see it's like perfect condition. There's like all the gold. Usually on these, you know, you get gold wear on the knobs or on the handles or something, and certainly maybe on the handle of the creamer, but none. This was sitting up in somebody's cupboard and they were afraid to use it, I think. So $16 for that, which is just lovely. I think that's it. I think that I got through it. I always think that I talk really fast as I'm doing this. As we go to leave and I see how little time it took me to go through those, I'm going, okay, I hope I just wasn't like talking at the speed of light. But thank you so much, as always, for tuning in, whether live with me or catching it later on the replay. I appreciate you. For my US customers, I know that I've had a moratorium on shipping for a while as things started to settle out at the border. There have been a couple of changes. I've been keeping a close eye on it. There's been a couple of changes at the border. So I am going to do a test. I am going to try and mail something to my brother and just see what I need to do, how I need to do it. But know this out the gate, that I will be putting, when I open it up, I will be putting a charge, it'll show up as a tax of the 35% tariff on any purchases made by US customers. So it does mean that you'd have to pay the tariff up front. So definitely factor that in. When I open it up, factor that into the pricing, but the system will automatically attach it for you before you check out. So it
Just like shipping.
yeah, it just like shipping, you know, those costs would be there. So before you hit, yes, I want to do this, you'll see the total charge. But I just want to do a test run of something. I'll just ship my brother a mug or something just to see how it actually works at the border, how much time it's taking, what amount of paperwork I have to do to ship things, because that's part of the dilemma for me, is if somebody's buying like an $8 mug, right? Like somebody in the States wants this for $8. Obviously, I'm not making a lot of money on it. When you add in then the cost of the box and the packaging, I'm making almost nothing on it. If all of a sudden I am also spending 45 minutes in filling out paperwork for it, I am now losing money on it. So that's part of the dilemma that I've been facing with how much extra work and paperwork and research they were requiring for all of my items, and where I had to kind of put a hold until they loosened the reins a little bit. I just need to test to see how much they've loosened it, and what all's involved. But I am working on that. So I know that you're not seeing that or necessarily hearing it, but I am going to be doing a test in the next week and seeing how that's working, and hopefully have some news for you in the next 2 or 3 weeks about being able to open things back up. That would be my hope. So we are working toward that end, and definitely keep you in the loop as to what's going on. Would love to still be able to send you some of the goodies I keep teasing you with every week. And I know I hear from some of you about things that you wanted to buy, and I'm not letting you. So my apologies. But we are working on opening things up as soon as we can. Hang in there and keep your fingers crossed. In the meantime, thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate you doing that. Looking forward to seeing you next week. Check out the videos if you're into them. That always helps. Thanks so much, and I'll talk to you soon.